National Treasury has announced that it's reviewing as many as 60 grants for both municipalities and provinces. Deputy Finance Minister David Masondo made reference to this at the country's first Just Energy Transition Municipal Conference held earlier this week. The plan is to ensure that as municipalities invest in their localities, they do so with the Just Energy Transition as a major underpin to their work. And plans are also afoot to review municipalities' funding models given their past reliance on revenues from the sale of electricity. Altogether, more about how municipalities are going to be affected by the government's Just Energy Transition Plan, I'm joined by Deputy Finance Minister Dr. David Masondo. Thanks very much, Mr. Masondo, for joining us. So why has it become necessary to review a number of grants given to municipalities as well as provinces in light of the Just Energy Transition?
Thanks, Nompumelelo, and good afternoon to your listeners. This is in the context of the attempts by government to make sure that we decarbonize our economy, because the effects of climate change, we feel them every day. The number of disasters that we have in many parts of our country, these disasters destroying houses, livelihoods, and the droughts that we have now, they are affecting our ability to produce food, so our food security is at stake. So this is in the context of making our contribution towards dealing with the negative effects of climate change. And climate change will require financing, and it's for this reason that we are working with municipalities to contribute towards reducing the effects of climate change. It's not only with the municipalities, but we are also working with the industry to support them in producing new vehicles that are helping us to reduce the carbon emissions. So it's in that context that these grants that we are undertaking are meant to enable the municipalities to contribute towards financing the infrastructure that is resilient to dealing with the negative consequences of climate change, but also to grow their local economy. So,
Deputy Minister, one of the things that you admit is that in the past, the monitoring of how grants are used or have been used has not always been what it should be. How do you envisage improving that? Could that be assisted with the use of, say, technology, where you're able to track the project process from its inception to its end?
Yes, I think part of what we're trying to do in reviewing these grants is to look at, make sure that there's transparency. Once we transfer money into a municipality, we want to make sure that money indeed was used for the intended project, and that project has been delivered for the intentions. And some of it is just to integrate certain grants. For instance, if you take the regional infrastructure, a grant for bulk water, and another grant called the municipal infrastructure grants. In municipal infrastructure grant also finances bulk infrastructure for water. So urge some of them to enable to use these grants to finance new sources of energy, alternative sources of energy, solar energy, because it's very that
Deputy Finance Minister David Masondo there speaking to us. Unfortunately, we've lost his line there.